Hello, I'm Grant, and this is a review for the 1944 film, The Adventures of Mark Twain. So, my review will be including spoilers, so if you don't want to catch any of those, just click off the video now. Anyway, The Adventures of Mark Twain is a 1944 biopic film about Mark Twain, the famous author, starring Frederick March as the Mark Twain. I liked it. It suffers from like the biopic problem, which is it's trying to stuff all of what Mark Twain did. He was alive from 1835 to 1910, so that's 75 years. Just trying to cram all this stuff that he did, and he lived like a long and very prosperous life. So they're like, oh, it's the early 1860s. He's a journalist. Oh no, wait, it's the Civil War. Oh no, wait, he met his wife. Oh no, wait, he's helping Ulysses S. Grant with his memoirs, and it can be very it could be like the pacing can be really bad because you feel like we have to go through this, we have to go through this. It could be like it's rushing through it, and I don't even really think it needed to be like cradle to grave because the film starts with him being born and ends with him being ends with him dying, and like the early parts when he was a baby to like his like the parts from when he was a baby to like his teen years, those parts were really I thought were really not that good. I did not like him. I thought it was really boring, and I just thought it was really lame how they came up with the origin for his name. I don't know if this is true, but I think Mark Twain got his name from like Twain from a rope. I think I'm wrong, but it's like, huh? It's like Mark Twain, Twain Mark. Hey, you're called Mark Twain. And just that was really weird, and it was so uninteresting. I really didn't care about like young Mark Twain. But then as it started to go along, and when Mark Twain was eventually played by Friedrich March, the film did start to get a little more interesting. It still started off a little boring, but it started to get a lot more interesting and more interesting to watch. It's still throughout the entire film, it still has that pacing problem of we got to get to this next thing. We can't stay on this too long. But there's still lots of entertaining and emotional sequences, like uh, near the end when Mark Twain, his wife is dying, and he's like playing a song. I think it's called "Amazing Grace." Oh, sweet Lord. And he's like playing it on the piano, and it's really emotionally impactful because even despite the pacing problem, you still do genuinely care about Mark Twain, and you really feel an evolution with his character. And Friedrich March plays him really well. Like you can really tell how the character of Mark Twain is changing, and they're like. I think Friedrich Mark looks like him. He fits the part. He fits the essence of what I would picture Mark Twain to be if I ever met him. And there are other like very entertaining parts, like the part where he's at a frog jumping contest, which I think is a reference to a short story he wrote. And there's a fun little role played by John Carradine where like trying to uh, bet on how far your frog can hop, and Mark Twain's frog wins. But he said, I bet on the other guy's frog to win because I was so unconfident in us winning in this, so that they lose all their money and all that stuff. And I liked and Mark Twain. He as the movie went on, he was really interesting. I already think Mark Twain is a very interesting guy, and it's I liked watching him. And like I said before, I did feel as if there was a real evolution of his character, and I enjoyed watching him go from like humble beginnings of some guy who doesn't know what he's gonna do in life and just starting out to at the end like an experienced, beloved author who's lived through so much. And there could be some cheesy moments, like in the beginning when he's born, Haley's comet passes by, and like. Look, hey, this guy was born on Haley's Comet. Isn't this amazing? Look how great this is. And then like near the end, he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna die until Haley's Comet. Okay? Wink. Wink. Because in real life, Mark Twain died on Haley's Comet. And it only comes around like every 75 years. And that was just, it's sometimes the film can be very unsubtle with that kind of thing, and it can be a little cheesy with 1940s melodrama. But yeah, the movie is very flawed, I would say, but I still enjoyed watching it. Like I said before, at the beginning, I thought was boring and a little cringy, but as it got along, it started to get a lot more interesting. Frederick March is still great. I liked watching Twain, his character evolving. It was still engaging, and there was still tons of like great emotional moments in the film. I wish it would just cut some stuff from it. But yeah, I would give the Adventures of Mark Twain a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. If I can get off this chair.